Good day, I'm Idehen, and I'm taking you accounting. But this class is brought to you by Isaac Humanitarian Foundation. And I want to take you a topic which is stock valuation under financial accounting. And we are going to take it briefly. Stock valuation. What is the essence of stock valuation? The essence of stock valuation is for us to be able to determine the cost at which we are charging our stock out of what is stock. Because a company or a business has a store, a warehouse where they put all their stocks, which they sell at during the course of the business. So stocks can be purchased and be stored in warehouse, but at what cost? Because the goods that they purchase at the regular interval might change in prices. So when those prices change, what cost will they charge to the one they are selling? Because let us assume that on the 1st of January or in January, you made purchase of goods. How many units? Costs 1,000 units at what? 10 naira. That's in January. Then in February, they made another purchase. In February, they made another purchase. How much? 1,500 units. At what? 12 naira. So the cost of this purchase has increased. Now, in March, yet another purchase at what? How many units? 1,700. Now at 15 naira. So in April, they now sold. Since they sold goods, how many goods did they sell? Sales. They now sold, let's assume they sold 700 at first. In May, they now sold sales in May. Sales in May is just 1,300, 1,200. So, what is the importance of stock valuation in this? The importance is that how do we determine the cost at which we will issue out this 700 naira units sold? So at what cost will this 700 unit be? At what cost will this 1,200 unit be? That's what the essence of stock valuation. And there are 2 or 3 methods. There are more than 3 methods. But for the purpose of this class, we are only taking 2 methods, which is the FIFO and the LIFO method. The FIFO means that the first in, first out. LIFO, last in, first out. So let me complete this question and let's look into it. So in May, they sold 1,200. May, then in June. Sales was just 500. Then in July, made purchase of what? 700. At what? 20 naira. Now the price has increased again. Then in August, between July, August, they sold sales was just 400 naira. So now they don't know the cost of the goods that they sold. So FIFO method of stock valuation. FIFO method, which means what? FIFO, first in, FIFO, first in, first out. First in, first out method. This method is saying that the first batch of goods that we receive or purchase will be the first that will go out. The first batch of goods that we purchase is 1,000. This is the first we purchased. So anyone that will go out from our store will be taken from the first batch before the preceding ones. So here in April we sold what 700, meaning that this 700 must have been taken from what the first batch of was 1,000. That's what the first in 1,000 came in first, then the first going out is what 700. So that is the essence of what FIFO method. So we are taking this 700 out of this 1,000, then we are moving down. So 700 out of 1,000 remains 300. Then we make, then 1,200 next that we sold. This one remains 300 after removing 700. So the 300 we remove, from this one to remove 300 from here. Then the balance we move to the next. That's how we go from what first in, first out. Before we now go to what last in, first out. So let us try this and see how it goes. The first in, first out method. So here we have it this way. Now we have the question here. So FIFO method of stock valuation, that is first in, first out. The first that comes in purchases in January 1,000 naira will be the first to go out. So January purchases 1,000 naira at what? 10 naira per unit. So the total amount of for this 1,000 when we multiply, we get what? 10,000 naira. That's the first. Then followed by February. We have to go sequentially based on what? The number of months. So at January it was purchases. February it is still purchases. So we have February. Purchase again how much? 1,512 naira. 1,500 times 12 will give us what? 1,500 times 12. That gives us 1,500 times 12 and gives us 18,000. 18,000. So we have 18,000 here. Then again in March, still another purchase. There was no sales yet, so we have to follow it. March, another purchase, 1,715 naira. So 1,700 times what? 15, which is equal to what? 25,500. 25,500. But before all this, at first January purchases 1,010 naira. Our balance after January, at the end of January, we have a total of 1,000 in our store. We have not sold anything, meaning that our balance as at the end of January will still be what? 1,000 units. At what amount? 10,000 naira. Then February, after we have purchased during February, we purchased 1,500 at 12 naira, which is 18,000. Now we have not sold anything again. Mean that at the end of February, our balance will increase. To how much? We were already having 1,000 units. So we have made another purchase in February, meaning that we add the February purchase towards the balance. We have a balance of 1,000, so we add the February purchase. So we get the total balance we now have in what? February. So this one will now be 1,000 plus 1,500. We now have at the end of February, we have what? 2,500. That's for the units. Then for the amount, we have 10,000 as the amount. So the amount of this 1,500 is 18,000. So we have to add this 18,000 to it as well, to the amount we have already in our balance. So 18,000 plus 10,000 gives us what? 28,000. That's how we move. Then the next one again, March. The balance as at February ending, 2,500, cost was 28,000 naira. So at February we made another purchase. As March. In March we made another purchase, 1,715 naira, which amounts to what? 25,500. So means that what? At the end of March, our balance will also increase. By how many units? 1,700 units. So we add it to the balance we had in what? End of February. So this one will be 2,500 plus 17. So we have what? 3,000 as what? 4,000. I mean 2,500 plus 1,7. Yes, we have 4,200. So end of March, 4,200. The same way, the balance also will increase. Why? Because the amount of this 1,7 is what? 25,500. We also add it to the balance that we were having before. So when we add it to the balance, then we get the total balance of what? 4,200 now in stock. So we add this 25,500 to the balance we have to get the total balance in what? February for all the three what? Purchases. So we add 25,500 to this, 25,500 plus 28,000. So this one gives us what? 53,500. Now we made sales. April sales 700. We sold 700. According to FIFO method, the first one that comes in will be the first to go. Meaning that this 700 was removed from this 1,000 units. So if we remove it from this 1,000 unit, 300 will be left here. So that 700 is at what? 10 naira each. So meaning that the cost of the unit that we sold is at what? 10 naira. 700 at what? 10 naira. I mean at 10 naira. So at 10 naira, when you multiply it by 700, we get what? 7,000. So I have my workings here for this. For what? April sales. April sales is equal to what? 700 at 10 naira, which is equal to what? 7,000. That's where we get our April sales. Then for May, this one is gone. This one 700 times what? 10, which is what? 7,000 naira. So for May, we have 1,200 units that was issued out. So here we still have 300. So we have to exhaust this 300 before we move to the next one. So this one too, we have to take 300 from this one. So meaning that this one is exhausted. So out of this one to what is left? We are left with 900. So the 900 will now move down. What is the next batch that came in after this is this. So the 900 will be deducted from this. The 900 will be deducted from this. Remaining what? 600 here now. 600. So we took 300 from this and what? 900 from this. For this 1,200. So we have what? May sales. May sales divided into 2 at what? 300 at 10 naira. 300 at 10 naira. And 900 at what? 900 at 12 naira. Because the 900 we took from this is at 12 naira. So 900 at 12 naira. So when you multiply, you get 3,000. And from this one, 9 times 12 is what? 12 times 9, we get 10800. So this is 10,800. So the total of this will give us what? 13,800. Meaning that the cost of what? The May sales is what? 13,800. Then for June now is 500. Here we still have 600. Meaning that this is enough to what? To sell. So we are removing 500 from this one, remaining what? 100. So the 500 is what? From here at what? 12 naira. So June sales is what? 500 at 12 naira. 500 at 12 naira. So we have what? 6,000. 500 times 12, we have 6,000. 6,000. So meaning that for this, we have what? 6,000. July now, there is a purchases. So now, from here, we are making sales. We have sold 700 out of what we have left as balance. So we have to remove this 700 from the balance. So 4,200 minus 700. 4,200 minus 700, what do we have? We get to 3,500. 3,500. So 3,500. We also remove the cost of the 700 from this. 53,500 minus 3,500. Minus 53,500 minus 7,000 is equals to 46,500. 46,500. Again, we do the same thing to the next one. Remove 1, 2 from this one again. 3,500 minus 1,200. We have 2,300. So remove the cost from this again. Because we have issued them out, they are no longer in our store. So we are removing them. 46,500 minus 13,800. So we have 32,700. Then for this again, 500 is also going out of the store. So we remove 500 from the balance we have. 2,300 minus 500, we have what? 800. 800. Then we also remove the cost from this. 32,700 minus what? 6,000. So we have what? 26,700. Then, before we now come to July, we don't do August. We have to come to July. We are treating them based on what the month. So in July, we issued what? 700. Meaning that the store and the balance in the store will also increase by what? 700. At what price? At 20 naira. So 700 times 2, we have what? 700 times 20. We have 14,000. So meaning that our balance will increase by what? 700. 800 plus 700 will give us 15. Then 14,000 plus the balance we have already. 14,000 plus 26,700 gives us what? 40,700. 40,700. Before then, we now treat our last sales. So our last sales, we have to determine the amount. How do we determine the amount? We come again. Here we still have 100 left. You cannot jump here. You have to finish all this before we now come here. First in, first out. This one is still left before this. So out of the 400, we take the remaining 100. Then we take 300 from this one. So if you take 300 from this one will be left with 1,400. So we took 100 from here at 12 naira and 300 from this one at 15 naira. So we have August sales. August sales. August sales. So we took what? 100 naira at 12 naira. 100 units. 100 units at 12 naira. At 12 naira. And we also took 300 from what? From this at what? 15 naira. 300 units at 15 naira. So 100 times 12, this one gives us what? 1200. That is 1,200. And this one gives us what? 45. That is 1,300 times 15. 4,500. So we have 4,500. So the total of this now gives us what? 5,700. So here we have 5,700. Since this is going out, we are issuing out, we have to what? Remove it from the balance. So how do we do that? We less 400 units from what? The 15 units we have, which will give us what? We only left with the balance now, which will give us what? Which will give us, so remove 400 units from 15, then we have 1,100. This is what? Units, balance, amount. Give us 1,100. Then you have to remove the amount of this 400 that we are removing from the stock. We also remove the amount from the balance we have. So by removing the amount, what do we have? 40,700 minus what? 5,700. 40,700 minus 5,700, which gives us what? 35,000. So from here, these are what? Balance. So from here, it shows that these was issues. And we have our receipt. So from here, our closing stock is what? 1,100. So we ask a question to determine our closing stock. So after everything, we are assuming that what? August is the end of our accounting period. So our closing stock will then be what? 1,100, while the cost of the closing stock is what? 35,000. So then we apply what? LIFO method. Alright, that is our balance, which is our closing stock, and that is the closing stock, the unit, and what the cost of our closing stock. So that is, we have applied the FIFO method of stock valuation in determining the cost of the goods what we are what issuing out of our stock. So that is it. But for LIFO method, we will not be able to take that today due to our time, and then probably we may look into how we're going to do that in some other classes we'll be having. Thank you. And